This is my first attempt at doing one of these. This is my little indie game showcase series that I've kind of been doing here, and at the end of every week, I am going to go back and sort of evaluate the games I've played, say which ones I think are worth getting into and worth playing. Just going to be a quick little thing, give a little blurb on each one, yada yada yada. Normally speaking, these are going to be every weekend. I've been really busy, so I have kind of been lax on uploading some indie game stuff, but that is going to be a lot more regular from now on. First game that I did was In Ruins. In Ruins, if you've ever messed around with Unity 3D at all, this is a very, very Unity 3D game. It's very clearly made in Unity 3D, but it was a fun, nice little game. From what I understand, the levels kind of generate. I don't really think it's a huge game you need to play. It was fun for what it was, though, and I pretty much did a full playthrough of it if you do want to watch that. Banana the Baba, second game I played. This game is really fun. I am still playing it. It's very, very, very hard. It's pretty much the hardest aspects of fighting a Mega Man boss and a Castlevania boss put into one, where the bosses are really thought out in terms of your jump physics and how you can just barely clear things and you can barely dodge things if you jump in your certain perfect ways. And there's a lot to like there about it, so I would highly recommend that one. Third game was Counterclockwise. Counterclockwise, this game it's got elements of Galaga, kind of a space shooter thing, the old classic Tron arcade game. It's really just kind of a jumble of ideas. Sadly, it doesn't have multiplayer. This would be amazing as a multiplayer game. It's got that kind of nice, chaotic feel where you can have a little bit of strategy, but it's mostly just all about having fun. It might be a nice game to kill some time on. I don't really think it's earth-shattering or anything like that, but it's interesting enough. An Untitled Story would be my fourth game I tackled. This one, I definitely want to come back to this at some point. It's, you can see from the video, it's sort of a platformer, Metroidvania kind of thing, a lot of exploration, you gain some abilities and stuff. I'm not too crazy about the art style. I know it's an indie game made by one guy, so it's not going to look, the same as a huge production or anything, but I kind of turned off by the, MS Paint sort of graphical aesthetics to it. However, it is well-designed, and I kind of like the variable screen sizes that you get when you go to different areas, and how you can see everything all on one screen, and that's kind of a cool and nice touch. But yeah, game, you could probably plug a few hours into this, I'm guessing, and I do want to come back and beat it at some point. Okay, Beacon. Beacon was really fun, actually. Beacon was made, like I say in the description for the video, it was made for Ludum Dare. Ludum Dare is a game design competition where you have only so much time to make a game. They actually just finished it this last week, so if you want to look that up, there's probably going to be a whole bunch of downloads that you can get off of that. And, yeah, Beacon, made a few years ago. It was, it's a full play here. Took me about twice as long to actually play through the game, as you see in my playthrough, because in my playthrough, I cut out all of my deaths, which were plentiful. And, I would say what makes it work so well is that it's really top-notch level design in, Beacon, and it's got a really good transition from being just sort of a simple, easy platformer right at the beginning, and they eventually sort of start incorporating the more difficult elements of the platforming and more nuanced control and more nuanced mechanics as you go through, and then you're eventually racing through the levels and making these difficult jumps and sort of having to predict where the light goes and everything, and it's just it's a well-done little platformer, and it's no real revolutionary ideas presented in platformer form, but it's just a really good, solidly made platformer. And then finally, In a Dungeon was the weirdest one of these, kind of because I had to play it in slow motion, basically, to get the recording. I played it around with a little bit. It's basically like, a dungeon in a 2D Zelda game where the only item you have is Rock's Feather. And that's a pretty apt description. Yeah, you jump around, and, it's some nice little kind of puzzle elements. I don't know if I'm going to come back to it or not. It's pretty simple. And, so yeah, that's kind of like the first sum-up week of our indie game showcase, and I will have another one of these for you soon.